witness this historic event.
Stop with that funny finger
Well,
sign.
guess who flew this one?
Let me guess. Shepherd.
No.
Let me have a guess. Blundell.
No, he flew a similar capsule.
Okay, I know who it was.
Yeah?
Sounds like first person, John Glenn.
No, John Glenn's craft is over there, but I'll give you a clue. This guy was the first American to walk in space.
Shepherd, I believe.
It was White, Edward White.
Yes, Edward White. One who died in the fire. One of them.
I got that.
This is his Gemini capsule.
Oh.
Anyways, this capsule here, right, this is where Edward White and Jim... No, Jim McDivitt sat in this side, I believe. Edward White goes on the other side.
How is that in room?
Well, that's what the Gemini is. They refer to it as being the size of a Volkswagen. Okay. And
That is not a Volkswagen. I've seen a Volkswagen.
Jim McDivitt would sit in here, right, and Edward White would sit on the other side. Now, when there was time for the spacewalk, originally it was going to be a stand-up EVA, the difference between a stand-up EVA and a normal EVA is that the stand-up, they just simply open the door and the guy stands through the door, looks around, takes some pictures, and he gets back inside. An EVA is when they actually gets out the vehicle and starts walking in space, right? Now, originally it was just going to be a stand-up EVA, but then when the Alexei Leonov went up with the Russian spacecraft, they decided, well, you've got to step up to that one too. So they had Edward White get out the spacecraft completely.
Oh, okay.
Right, so what they do is, right, unlike the Vostok, which has the airlock, it has so the Vostok was like a pressurized vessel. It had a detachable airlock mounted on one side, so the guy can simply go in the airlock and they just empty out the airlock and then he goes into space. This craft doesn't have an airlock. Okay, so if they wanted to get outside into space, they had to depressurize the entire vessel, right, then open this door here on the other side, open this door, then he gets out and walks in space. He's like walking in space, held together with an umbilical line, right, and he had like a little propulsion gun to steer his way through space. So because he has no air around him, he has nothing to grab onto or anything like that, to push him, he can't flap his arms like a bird. He has to use this propulsion rod to release compressed oxygen, point blasting in this
Can't he
direction.
just pull his cord back again like that?
Well, it's difficult, you see, because like nothing, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. You hit some object and it will just bounce straight back again. They repel each other. It was cramped. You should see this is the Mercury.
How long was he up there for?
He was only in there for about 3 or 5 orbits, I believe.
How long was that?
Well, each orbit lasts 90 minutes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you couldn't sit there for too long now.
Well, what's his name? Gordon Cooper, he spent a day in this thing.
Oh, you can't even stretch.
Well, if you think this is bad, you should see what it was like on Shepard's flight. On Shepard's flight, he didn't even have a window. He didn't have a window, just a periscope. See, they didn't have a window because of weight savings. Grissom's craft was the next one. That was supposed to have a window. Okay. His one sank to the bottom of the ocean, but it's recently been salvaged. I don't know if it's not at this museum. I don't believe it's at somewhere else. It's at Edwards Air Force Base, but I'm not sure.
Smithsonian Institute, hire Jarrah White as a guide, please.
Anyways, basically, these missions were just like to see if astronauts actually like go into space. You know, what's his name? Gordon Cooper. He actually spent a day in this thing. Gordon Cooper. Obviously, it's just cramped. It's just you can't actually float around or anything like that. You just got enough room for you just to reach. Press this button here, press that there, turn this knob. You know. This is John Glenn's capsule. Now, it's important to note that the Operation Dirty Tricking, which was they're going to let him, if he died, they'd use his death to justify invasion to Cuba. Now, they almost got that because this section here, the heat shield, was loose. Now, normally when they're in space, they have these strap-on retro rockets. So you've got these thrusters in the nose there, and you've got the retro rockets on the back to actually slow the craft down, let it fall back down to the Earth. Okay. Now, normally once they've fired the retro rockets, they pack it, blast it off, and then expose this section here, the heat shield. Okay. But because the heat shield was loose on this flight, they left it on. Okay, in case, you know, just hopefully this thing will hold it in place. Like on the heat shield here, sorry, I'm the retro packet. He's holding in space. I'm getting burned off. But during that entire time, it managed to hold the heat shield in place, and that's the reason why Glenn managed to actually survive his flight.
Didn't know the heat shield was French.
Here we are in Washington, D.C., and we see the specimen. Jarrah White playing on his PSP, completely ignoring the This is a sign that technology is taking over our culture. And I'm hoping Jarrah doesn't realize I'm saying this before he tries to strangle me. Oh crap. Run!
Hop in that window, I got places to go. People to see, time is precious. I